Welcome in as we are here on a dry, that's what they call a dry open.
All right? Yes, very dry.
Redefine a dry, he knows that it's something else, a dry open.
Like a dry martini.
Well, I don't know what.
All right, let's look at that. Now we got.
Oh, yeah. This is it.
Pretty seamless. Pretty seamless.
Look at that.
Oh, man.
Like it never happened. Oh, boy. Here we are.
Oh, it happened. It happened yesterday. It happened.
Are you there?
You saw it.
What you talking, Alex? Huh?
You saw it. You saw it.
What happened? Yeah, I haven't changed, Joey. You're right.
The Birds kicked ass yesterday. That's what happened.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I barely saw it.
I turned that game off in the middle of the third quarter. I had no interest in that garbage.
The problem with
your buddy Dan Campbell should be fired today, along with his entire staff. That team is god awful.
Harry, I can't imagine wanting to fight a head coach, but that would be, I think, honestly, that would be the embodiment of being a Lions fan. Like, I'm surprised somebody didn't try to jump over that huge little wall there and charge the field like we've seen people do in baseball, right? Like, I've freaking had it with this guy. I'm storming the field.
And then when I found out that dope Anthony Lynn is the offensive coordinator, I was really out on. I'm like, no wonder they stink.
Come on.
and how many times did they had two successive drives where they had too many men on the field on defense?
Mm-hmm.
That team is just
it still didn't stop them.
Train wreck.
No, not at all. They haven't. Look, I don't know what you want to take from that game except for the fact that they didn't lose. I think they get credit for doing everything right.
Yeah.
But nothing is in a vacuum, right? Like nothing at all is in a vacuum here. This team has been dog shit for so many times this year that it's like, okay, now you need to show that you've learned. And how many times have we talked about this? 2 times prior. We've talked about them coming off of a victory and learning and growing from that victory, and they failed.
Yeah.
They failed. So this is a huge opportunity that they created. Sorry, Barrett.
I feel vindicated.
Against Detroit?
They won because they
ran the ball. You would use the term vindicated?
Yes. They finally ran the ball, and they had results. Regardless of what's going on, those 46 men on that side of the ball are NFL football players. At the end of the day, so regardless of what went on, the Eagles' offensive line kicked some ass yesterday, and
so did the defensive line. I mean,
do you realize how many guys were out for Detroit?
I'm not talking. I'm talking about the offensive line whooped ass, dog. That's all I care about.
I'm saying though, as far as how many guys on D, like I'm not downplaying the victory. The fact that they beat them 48-0,
44-6.
I love it. I love it.
Hit the over.
Which was brutal, by the way. That should never have happened. But come on, let's do this here. That's a team. That's a winless team that was down starters, Barrett.
It doesn't matter.
But to be fair, though, I thought that winless team was going to beat the Eagles. So I thought they were
down starters. We're down
not nearly as much as Detroit was. Detroit was down 10 guys across the board. Come on,
we got about 10 guys out also.
Who? 10 guys? You have one defensive lineman who's out, and you have 2 offensive linemen who are out. Miles Sanders doesn't even count.
He does count. He's out. What are you talking about? He doesn't count.
They
weren't using him. They weren't using him when he was in.
They would have had 300 yards if he was in the game. They didn't even have a back over 70 yards. The leading rusher was the quarterback.
Yeah, which is a problem.
Which is always the case.
Which is a problem.
That's a weekly thing, though. He's the team leader.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they ran the ball consistently, kept their offense off the field. That's the game plan I'm looking. My glass will always be half full. I'm not going to let you guys rain on my parade today.
There's no parade.
There's no parade. It was Detroit. We don't have a parade. Okay?
I'd rather talk about the Chargers game than Detroit.
It doesn't matter who
What's-
they are. They're NFL football players.
Are they
Wait a
really?
second.
Really?
Yes.
Wait a
I don't
second.
know, man. I think Georgia could shut
Look at
out
you.
Detroit.
You can't keep a straight face.
I think Georgia
You know
could
it.
actually hold the Lions to maybe 6 points.
Barrett
What do you think
Barrett
about
can't
that?
even keep a straight face, man. Come on.
I'm not gonna let you guys rain on my parade.
Come on.
What
I
happened
knew I was
to
going to
this
laugh
is-
my way through it.
What happened to
This
Deuce
isn't even-
Staley? No wonder he's not here anymore.
You see how
What-
gray his
what-
beard got?
Oh, geez.
Wait a second. What involvement did he even have yesterday?
I'm
Like,
not
who
sure.
should we be blaming for utter gross incompetence when it comes to that offense? Holy shit. What business did he have going for it on 4th down when you were down 17-0?
Yeah, I know. What
And
you got to
calling
take the field
timeouts.
goal there.
And calling timeouts and
Ah.
everything.
I know.
That's
They're-
your guy right there, man.
They're a disaster. Seriously.
Eagles bit their kneecaps.
Yeah,
They
right.
did. They
Right.
did. Look, here's the thing, and this is where I think it's worth a conversation, even if it's for a couple of minutes or beyond. But to Barrett, and not to even the point, but to the mood, we know damn well, Harry, myself, and everybody else, we know damn well that if they needed a last-second field goal, if this were a Justin Tucker survive type game, we would be crushing them like it was a loss. The fact that they came out, and there were really only 2 scenarios ahead of time that we talked about, which was they lose, and this is rock bottom. This is worse than anything we've seen possibly since Kotite or beyond. But at the same time, if they won, it would be like, okay, you guys beat a winless team by a touchdown, 10 points, what have you. You really want a pat on the back. They went at it a third way, which was really leave nothing to criticize on the field.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a dog shit Detroit team. And they were down a ton of guys that start. And they were playing guys who were hurt. And I get it, everybody's hurt week 8. But look, if they won by 7, if they won by 10, they would be treated across the board in this city like they lost a football game. So they do deserve credit for having a methodical game plan that they stuck
Yeah,
with and
finally.
absolutely hammering.
It took till
Yeah,
week
yeah,
8.
yeah. Harry,
I mean, it took
you
till
take-
week 8. We've been screaming about this for 2 months.
it took till week 8, and
Yeah.
it took until the Detroit Lions. I get it. I get all of that. I'm not saying otherwise.
Put it like this.
But I think it's worth a mention here that if they barely won, or even if they won by 13, or if they came from behind,
Right.
right.
Put it like this. I knew halfway through the game that I was me and Seth were going to, say something. He was going to be, have the same attitude you two were going to have.
Right.
And he didn't actually. And then I knew when I would come on this show today, I was going to be fighting you guys tooth and nail, trying to get you guys to look
Right.
at this glass half full. But no,
Right.
I knew what I was going
There's nothing.
for. So I even amped myself up. I was ready. I even watched half of Birds 365 also, just to see and feel what was going on.
Right.
And
Here's the thing, though. Nothing's changed.
You
I
didn't-
don't think it's a negative. We're not
disappoint.
rating on your parade. We're not There's nothing negative. It's just that for me, nothing has changed.
Right. Right.
Right?
Why
Nothing has
not?
changed.
Why
And here's the
not?
thing. I'm not going to fall into what the worst thing you could possibly do in the NFL. And I'm surprised that people who are on this chat
I'm not
who
saying they're going
talk
to the
football
playoffs.
with us fall into this thing. But the worst thing you could do is say, oh, well, one team beat them this way, another team beat them another way. It's a week-to-week league of matchups. So nobody should ever be looking at what happened with Detroit against San Francisco or another team. It's always week to week. The Philadelphia Eagles couldn't afford to come in and take that team lightly. The
Right.
Philadelphia Eagles couldn't afford to come in like the Rams or like
Yeah.
San Francisco. These other teams that are just sleepwalking because it's Detroit.
And
The
to their
Eagles were
credit,
like
they
a
didn't.
half a notch up.
Right. And to their credit, they didn't.
But I'm gonna
That's
tell you
my
this, though.
point.
Yeah. Right.
That's
right.
my point.
Yeah.
But at
No,
the
no,
end
no,
of
no,
the
no.
day-
It's not just you, Bird. No, I love you, Birdman. You know that.
But look at this. Regardless of what's going on,
Anybody
I knew
with
I was
that,
going to have to come on the show, and I had to remind you guys. This team still loves their coach. They went out there and fought because you guys talked about them flowers and all that roots.
Wait.
No,
and
wait.
everything.
You were the one that indicated that a man that speaks of flowers and roots and fertilizer is not a real man. That was you.
look at him changing the narrative so
that was
fast.
you. When I saw that headline, or I think McMullen tweeted it, that the Eagles players took it to heart the way the media attacked their head coach. I was thinking your face came up on my computer. The face of Barrett Brooks.
I'm telling you, man, there's something to it. You came in, honestly, you came in fully prepared
I did.
your narrative from last week.
Yeah.
Trying to paint us like we're the bad guys.
Wow.
Look at that. I got to be honest. That's a hell of a strategy. You got 10 minutes out of it, too.
Guns blazing and everything, bro.
Wow.
And I picked them to win. I picked them to win, though.
Your boy Dan Campbell saw what Jim Harbaugh did on Saturday and said, "Hold my beer."
What happened?
What a disaster
Seriously.
show.
Michigan, you're right. You know, if anybody saw the two, that would be a really interesting poll, which was the bigger perceived sabotage. Like, what the hell was Harbaugh? I just don't know what is going through Dan Campbell's mind. Are we sure that Dan Campbell is calling the offense and everything like that? Like,
no, he's not
are
calling
we sure?
He don't call offense.
It was Anthony Lynn.
You didn't see him in a
former
press box?
Chargers coach. That
Yeah. You know what?
And
I saw him in the press box. I said, "Oh, no wonder. No wonder."
And who is that defensive coordinator? He had no idea what was going on yesterday.
Oh, that was
they
former,
showed him.
Glenn. What
Aaron
is
Glenn?
Aaron Glenn. Yes. Aaron Glenn,
yeah, okay.
Former DB for the Jets.
Yeah, he's about to be fired. I got news for you.
Right.
Alert Mrs. Glenn that she's going to be looking for a new house.
Right.
Bro, but hey,
Wow.
Did you see?
There's one thing. There's one thing for switching a narrative. There's another thing is somebody on here now trying to create a new narrative about how now Detroit's a good team, right? Detroit's not that bad. Nobody in their mother, including mothers who are watching the show, said that. So stop.
No.
Just extinguish that fire nonsense
They
right now.
They probably should have had 2 wins coming into this game, but they didn't.
Right.
And still, we know what the Eagles are with 2 wins coming into this game. Not a good team. Nobody's propping up Detroit right now. Just stop.
Bro, I had a game plan going, though, bro. I knew what I was going to do, man. I knew what I was going to face. I was up against the trouble, and I made sure, man, that I met it squarely face to face. I made sure.
You look like Mel Tucker out here, man, pulling one out of your ass at the end of it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's Jim Harbaugh's obsession with that backup quarterback.
Yeah.
To inject him into that game, and they fumbled the ball.
Ridiculous, man. What was he thinking about, man?
I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't know.
He had the game won at in the third, and all of a sudden, you know, you saw you just feel the tides just turn, and Michigan State turned it on. Man, that back they got is I didn't know he was there. I knew he was
Kenneth
good, but
Walker
I knew he was
the
that good.
third.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, he's the leader in the clubhouse right now for the Heisman.
Right.
And some shops.
After that game,
I
could see it.
Yep.
We had over 200 yards.
195, I think.
Absolutely.
And he's gone for over 200 this season already. He's got well over 1,000 yards. I think he's got 1,100 and some yards rushing.
Against that defense was
it
was
no, it was insanity.
That was a great game. Great game. Then what was the late night game?
Penn State.
Penn State,
thumped. They had a big
but they covered
touchdown. Yeah, I know.
They covered that it was 18, 19, 20. I mean, they covered all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was 20 at one point before kick, Harry.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I mean. Like, I give them credit that they cover. I did not think they would cover that line by any means. I thought it was a bunch of sweats. Yesterday was a weird day, too. Bunch of sweats.
Oh, yeah.
But why?
Yesterday was my first losing day. I went 2-3 yesterday.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't understand why he's such a.
We had a great day on the Odd Show.
They want him to be. They want him to be the head coach of USC. He's a horrible coach, man. He can just
great recruiter. He's a great recruiter.
I mean, they can be a recruiting coordinator or something.
Yeah.
He sucks as a coach, man.
You're talking about James Franklin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, how does he
By the
go
way,
about that?
I don't know. Is he out? Is there anything more that's come from this weekend?
Now, somebody I talked to who's a big Penn State honk is saying that, you know, things have cooled there, and it may be just that Franklin is trying to get the board or whatever to improve the facilities that he works with.
You could put it on the board. Yes. Is that what it is?
Bud Harrelson. Yeah.
Okay.
Because apparently their facilities are way subpar versus the other big teams in the Big Ten. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, James.
Well, that's why Jimbo Fisher, one of the reasons why he left to go to Texas A&M.
Well, that's fine. I don't think A&M is thriving as a result. Right?
No, they're not.
That's the way you can recruit these days. You got bad facilities, you can't recruit.
Yeah. And
Penn State, though, is somebody that, like, you should be able to compete and bring people in from a history already established, and you're not going up against a ton of competition in conference and region.
Right.
So
still, though,
I'm not,
Maryland.
I'm not saying
no,
Barrett. I'm not saying anybody can do it. I'm just saying that if you find somebody competent to replace James Franklin, it shouldn't be that difficult to pick up what he has already established and what Paterno did before that. Really,
yeah. The name alone, yeah, you're right. The name alone, but still,
should help.
Man,
should help.
It helps, but these days, man, I mean, you go to some of these facilities, like you go to Texas, you go to Oregon, you go to some of these facilities, man. It's 100 times better than NFL facilities. Like,
yeah,
half the bottom level facilities are way better than the NovaCare system. The NovaCare system really sucks compared to a high schools. Man, it's crazy. I mean, not high school, but colleges.
Yeah,
it's crazy how they look, man. Like each kid has their big screen TV inside their locker. I mean, it's crazy how these facilities are these days.
And I heard that it's not a question of if, but when the Temple coach gets whacked.
What?
They are no longer competitive.
Yeah, that, I mean,
they got beat 49-7 by UCF, and the 7 was a garbage touchdown at the end of the game with the backup quarterback.
Oh, I hate to do it to him.
Terrible. That's 2 straight weeks.
Wow,
they were just
it's got to be out now, huh?
Yeah.
He just can't recruit. He didn't know how to recruit this area, man. He's used to recruiting in the Midwest.
It takes a certain personality and persona to succeed there. You got to be energetic and fired up, like Matt Rule, like Al Golden. Those guys, and even Nick Collins that went to Georgia Tech, they had an energy about them. This guy's got none. He's like, you wouldn't, if you were in a room with him, you wouldn't even know who he is. Like you wouldn't say, oh, that guy's a head football coach. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't command the room at all. You need like a Tomlin type of personality down there, man. Energy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to, because there's so much going against you.
Well, he's not that. He's not a rah-rah guy at all.
No, not at all.
When I did the game, I interviewed him.
Yeah,
he wasn't a rah-rah guy. You could tell that.
Yeah,
he's got he's into X's and O's, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So, real quick, before we break for this first segment, let me ask you guys this, and for all of the just blasé that I think came off with this whole thing with the Lions, right? And I don't know how people are extracting anything that's lasting until you see it, right? It's one thing to say, yes, that's great. It's another thing to say, okay, this is going to be it for the rest of the year. Just to look at the game itself, I didn't have any issue. Did either of you have any issue? And again, we're talking about a blowout, but that's fine. But we could look at stuff if there was a problem or something that was maybe not up to par like everything else or mostly everything else. There really didn't seem to be even Jalen Hurts throwing the football, but maybe that's something that one or both of you looked at. For me, it wasn't a problem, and maybe it was also just the fact that he wasn't asked to make a ton of throws. But
you have 13 attempts?
14.
Okay. 9 for 14.
I like it. I'm not mad. At all.
No, I mean, that's like the Bridgewater, the reduced Bridgewater mentality, which is, get your guy 22 to 25.
That's the Ben Roethlisberger mentality. The first Super Bowl we had, we weren't asking Ben to win games for us like they're asking Hurts to win games. That's why I was saying the narrative, it wasn't fair to just put that all on this young quarterback. People are saying, oh, we've seen enough of him. I haven't seen enough of him yet because he hasn't had the opportunity to not have the entire weight of the team put on his back.
Yeah. I just want to know how long it took until Jeffrey Lurie called Nick Sirianni and asked him why he ran the ball so damn much.
I'm sure there was a note.
That Tuesday meetings?
There was a note.
In
this locker when he came back, a pink slip.
Yeah. That was a bittersweet 44-6 win for the owner. I can guarantee you that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you thinking? Yeah. No, but here's the thing though. As far as these guys are now throwing a lot, right? Like Ben threw 35, 36 times yesterday.
Yeah. He scored 15 points.
Well, no, look, that game in its own right was very interesting. And from a defensive struggle,
man, that was crazy.
Brutal. Absolutely. Watching Baker was throwing too much as well. But I mean, I think that there is a game plan to where you can look at guys like Bridgewater, like Mayfield. You can look at guys who are on winning teams or can be on winning teams, depending on circumstance, and say that's like Mac Jones, right? How much did Mac throw ultimately yesterday. He was never really asked. He threw a shit ton, 35 times.
Mhm.
But of those throws, there never really was, they went down, but they never asked him. And that's the problem that I have with the Chargers defense that maybe Jalen Hurts can pick up here this week. They never really made Mac Jones make or break that game with a throw.
No, you can
I was
run on
watching
the
that
Chargers.
Well, you can, and they did, but it wasn't like they did to the extent of the Eagles, 46 or so times. Point being is that Jones threw for 35 times and was never really asked to make a make or break throw.
Right.
And if you're in that situation with Jalen Hurts, I would much rather default to a guy like Hurts because he can run, he can move, he can do other things, and he's not being asked to win a game single-handedly.
Well, he is asked. That's the problem. He's asked too many times this year to win.
Coming into it, yes.
Yeah. But last week's game, this last game he had, I enjoyed the fact that he ran only because he wanted to run, not because he had to run. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have the shoulder weight of the entire offense in his hands. He just handed the ball off. Those are things. It should be like that every week. And not saying you can run the ball like that every week. 40 times. You're not going to get that. That's something that just doesn't happen in the NFL. It happened with the Eagles organization.
There was also a lot
of Ravens and other. Yeah,
the fourth quarter was just handing the ball off to Gainwell because and that padded the numbers.
Right.
I mean, Minshew.
Granted, I think he had 10 carries, right, Harry?
Yep.
Yeah, and they were all, I think, in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like tonight's game. You look at tonight's game. I saw Joey B say, yeah. He said pound the Chiefs. I don't think so because they're getting some players back with the Giants. They might get their running back back today.
It's a big line, man. It dropped to 9 at one point. It moved back up through 10, which is not the rarest, but still.
So why is it doing that? Because they're figuring out people are coming back?
Because I think Mahomes, there was a concern that Mahomes wouldn't play because of the head injury.
Oh, okay.
And I think Mahomes playing has pushed people back up to pounding Kansas City because they come off a brutal loss and Mahomes is healthy. But you're right. The Giants are in a sneaky spot. They're getting 10.5 points on the road. It's hard. Like we saw a couple of blowouts yesterday, but that's really it. Like it's hard to put it on a team and really work. Even Houston came back and worked in a nice plus 28 in-game cover. But yeah, you like the Giants, Barrett?
No, I'm just saying they got a couple people coming back. Like they're starting. Their rookie wide receiver, he's back. He's practicing now. They might get their running back now. Saquon Barkley might be practicing this week. He might play. Kenny Golladay might be coming back this game as well. That's
yeah. They may not have Tony, right?
Well, I think he starts practicing this week.
He's questionable, I know, tonight, but yes, he's up in the air. But they could have. Point is, they could have him now too to the mix.
Right.
Chiefs have failed to cover 8 of their last 9 games at home.
Yep,
they are a terrible cover at home. They're also they're not a great cover in the first month and a half of the season either, right, Harry?
That's correct. How about what Dallas did last night? I mean, they lost the turnover battle by 2. Like they were -2 in turnovers. They committed 11 penalties for almost 100 yards. They missed a field goal. They got their backup quarterback in, and they win on the road. How did they do it?
Team, man.
Their defense held Minnesota to 1 for 13 of third down conversions.
What?
1 for 13.
Everybody was talking about their defense. I kept telling people, man, that defense, man, the way they drafted and the way they put their defense together, I like what they're doing, man. I hate to do it to myself, man. And I gave Ray one yesterday. I gave Ray.
Did you?
You said I hate to do it?
Ray and Mike. I said I hate to do it. I hate to do it to you guys, but
impressive.
Yes.
I hate audio.
Man, we got to get that.
I hate
to do it to you.
I also want to see Eytan selling razors.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I want to see
now. I did see a couple of interesting points here. We're going to talk about Derrick Henry being done at the moment, but as far as 2 things yesterday, and then I see on the stream we have to get to. Birdman had an interesting comment or question, I think, more so about Devontae Smith, and we really need to have a mid-season to avoid a mid-season crisis, I think, about Devontae. Also, we have to look at something with this week with the Chargers that came out of that game that could help the Eagles. But you mentioned, Harry, Cooper Rush. It was not Color Rush, but Cooper Rush game last night. How about this? And this was a crazy set of circumstances, and I'll tell you about that from a betting standpoint, but also to watch, and I have to be completely honest, I did not think this was the case. To watch Tom Brady struggle as he did the first half, Jameis Winston go down, Trevor Siemian to not only keep his team in the game, but extend the lead. Right. And then when Brady wakes up, because you know that's inevitable, Brady's going to wake up, Trevor Siemian leads that offense.
Yeah.
It
was crazy.
And then the picks. How about this? So I have the Colts or the Saints +5 earlier in the week. And then in game, when it looked like Brady was just dust and struggling, I took the Saints again -3. I'm dead to rights because they're up by 2 and Tampa has one more shot. And if they don't get anything, then New Orleans is going to run the football out. How about that pick 6, baby?
Unbelievable. Absolutely incredible.
And here's the thing. It's karma instant, although it doesn't work like that. But anyway, because at the end of the first half, I had over 23.5 points. So I get a late touchdown from New Orleans to put it at 23. All I need is that extra point to go through, and I hit the over ticket, and he misses it. Same game, right? Think about that. That's betting for you in a nutshell. Same game. I get bit in the ass by a ridiculous missed kick, and then at the end, an unnecessary pick 6 that should never have happened. He should have just gone down, but I love it.
I'll tell you. There was a bunch of missed extra points and field goals yesterday.
Do you have the numbers?
No, I can.
Be interested to see that.
Yeah, that would take me a little time. I'll have it. I'll have it at some point tomorrow.
Now I have a ready to go tonight. I have a 4-pick, 7-point teaser that's going to include tonight's football game. So you can still get the Rams minus. How are the Rams still on the board right now with Derrick Henry? Is Henry even going to play?
7? Was it 7?
Yeah, it's at 7.
Yeah.
But how does Derrick Henry go from having an MRI today, right, to determine if it's a season-ending foot injury to being out there playing next week?
No way.
No?
No. Who is their other running back?
There is no other.
No, I know there's no other that approaches his skill level, but I'm saying, who's the guy now? Do they go out and make a move? Does Howie trade?
Well,
Howard?
The problem is Miles Sanders is out. Wouldn't that be the perfect time to trade him, Harry?
It would, yeah. Because they're not going to re-sign him.
No, they're not going to re-sign him. You get a far better return from Sanders' deal than you would Jordan Howard.
The only thing is he can't play to week 11.
And I don't think, can you be traded if you're on the short-term IR?
I don't know if you can.
You can in Madden. All right, we'll take a quick one here. I couldn't help it. We'll take a quick one here. Hit that thumbs up button. You're hanging with us. Make sure you subscribe to the JAKIB Media YouTube page, Birds 365 before us, Dan's crazy, awesome football show after us, and then right here in the middle.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz and Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz and Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this." In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope. John Doherty, business manager of Local 98, says it this way: the best way not to forget where you come from is to never leave.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Bro, how bad is the Lions? You know, I can't believe he was the #1 pick in the draft and Wentz #2. How bad is he, man? He's like one of the worst quarterbacks I've seen in a long time. He's right in line with Wentz was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, he's terrible.
He's right in line with Wentz was.
He has to
last
have
year.
perfect conditions around him to succeed. Like, he can't deal with any type of pocket breakdown whatsoever.
Oh, no.
He got hit 12 times yesterday. They sacked him 5 times. I mean, he was under a lot of duress, but he can't handle any duress. Like, he just implodes. Did you see what Dan Campbell said after the game, how he described his team's performance?
No, what he said.
I'm trying to get it now here.
He called it a sea of trash.
Yeah.
You were proud
he's
of
one of the biggest pieces of trash involved, isn't he?
Apparently he said, this starts with me. I didn't set the proper tone. The team, the team never showed up, and that's on me. But then there's this guy is saying that there's sources indicating that he's putting it all on the players in reality. So, like,
what?
He's taking responsibility publicly, but inside he's blaming the players.
It's hard to accept that based on what we saw and how. Look, we've been watching a coaching staff that is totally out of tune and not anywhere near in key with the game flow. So we recognize when we see that on the other sideline.
Yeah,
that made Nick Sirianni. I mean, I hate to go full dog on you, but Dan Campbell made Nick Sirianni look like Bill Belichick out there.
I know. I know.
I mean, holy shit. Yeah. What? Or Anthony Lynn or whoever the hell the DC. I don't want to put it all on Campbell, but that whole coaching staff should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, he doesn't call plays for either side. So
that's what what is he doing?
Right. The coordinators, called bad games. And plus, I mean, you can just tell how undisciplined their linebackers look like our linebackers.
Yeah, but the Eagles linebackers played well yesterday. Ironically, with Eric Wilson inactive.
Yes, they finally saw what I've been saying for the longest time. I can't stand the way he plays.
They deactivated his ass.
He set the tone,
God.
man. He's just so soft, man. And you got guys that want to play, man. TJ Edwards.
Yep.
He said, "Oh, you want to see somebody come downhill?
Yeah,
I'm gonna come downhill." I don't know. He found another gear, but he played his butt off yesterday, man. As soon as he read what the play was, he saw the blocking scheme. He read and reacted, going straight downhill. And then all of a sudden, Davion Taylor said, "Okay, that works. Let me try it." And he started doing it.
And
so hopefully they keep that aggressive.
You think it's coincidence that the Eagles' offensive line played so well in both phases of the game because they ran the ball early and often and stayed consistent with it?
Exactly. Yeah. And they're going to have to run the ball against this LA team because you don't want Joey Bosa
Yeah.
Pinning his ears back. Man, he's a one-man.
Well, they're not good against the run either, so it's a good setup for that.
And what? And looking at,
he's got to stick.
I think there's something going on with our left tackle right now. I don't think he's
Mailata.
I don't think he's really healthy, man. The way he was moving out there, he didn't look as dominant as I thought he should have. You know what I'm saying? You can see he's kind of timid and coming off the ball and everything. In fact, he's still coming off the ball. He was still driving guys back, but you can still see like a little hitch in the way he's been blocking, the way he's been walking, man.
Yeah.
Just throwing something out there.
No, that's interesting because I think right now especially when you look at how these player bonuses and just how guaranteed money has been spread throughout. Jimmy Kemsky on Philly Voice has a really good article where he's broken that down as far as how difficult it is to trade pretty much everybody on this roster, except for, like a Miles Sanders, who's but he's hurt. And then you also have, of course, as Barrett has been talking about him as a trade piece, Andre Dillard. But if Jordan Mailata is hurt or if he's playing hurt, does that change? Look, the team's not going anywhere. But if Mailata is hurt, my point being, Barrett, real quick, is that if you were on, and I'm asking, if you were on a trajectory of making the playoffs and playing for your division and having these real beliefs about your team, maybe you don't trade Andre Dillard because Mailata's playing hurt. You don't want to risk that. But this team, despite what happened yesterday, shouldn't you still be looking to deal Dillard if you can get a return?
I don't think they're going to. I want them to. They should. They can get some value out of Dillard, but I don't know if they're going to do it simply because he's hurt. But the mere fact that he's playing right now, that Mailata's playing, might be pushing that narrative. Just like if you look at the game, Fletch didn't play a lot this last game, man. He wasn't out there a lot.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, well, they don't want to get hurt going into this trade deadline. So he has some value right now. So I'm not saying that they're going to trade Fletch, but Fletch has a lot of value right now. And, if they're not trying to win right now, why wouldn't you trade a guy like him?
What is that article called, Eytan?
I have to get it. I'm
looking.
Evan, I was doing something with one of their editors, Evan and Macy. And
Evan Macy.
to me.
Yeah.
So I think Kemsky has broken it down.
What did they say about Fletch's value? I mean,
it's just tough because
it's tough because of the contract, right?
Right. They have a lot of this guaranteed money, Barrett, spread out over the next couple of years. So each year increases the cap hit. So as much as Howie gets all this credit for reworking the deals, things like that, there's still this element of, well, those deals may be team friendly as far as looking at the market and market value, but they're also player friendly if the player don't want to get traded, or difficult to trade a guy like that. Barnett's another one where you have guaranteed money sprinkled throughout, so it just makes it difficult.
Well, but he's done after this year, so this is his last year. Derrick Barnett.
Yeah.
He becomes a free agent this year.
Well,
I picked him as my player. We always pick a player going into the game, for, what I'm saying, it's going to have a breakout game. And I picked Barnett that he was going to get a sack against Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell's been balling. They're starting left tackle, first rounder from Oregon.
Yeah.
And I picked that he was going to get his first sack against this rookie. Even though he's been playing like a monster, he's been balling his butt off. And what happens? Derrick Barnett gets his first sack against Penei Sewell for the first time this year, making $10 million, 10.5 or 10, whatever, like 10-2, 10-5, whatever it is. He gets his first sack, the 8th game of the year.
Jeez.
The 8th.
Thanks for showing up. Thanks for checking in, Derrick. It's good work out of you.
His 8th
there's still a dead cap hit of 7.2 moving forward because of how this money was, I guess, because the 5th year option was spread out.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's again, well, I'll have to find that from there.
Is it the Eagles should have traded Fletcher Cox? Now they can't. Is that the name of the article? Because I just found
maybe.
One.
Yeah, maybe. Why don't you check that? But this is Dan Campbell. Let's listen to Dan Campbell. All right.
I'd rather listen to Glenn Campbell. I think he would have been a better coach.
How does he have a dead cap hit even when he's going to be gone? I don't understand that. Because the 5th year, they still got to pay him for next year? Or is he on the contract for next year?
Who's that?
Derrick Barnett.
I thought he was a free agent after this.
Me too.
Unless
I thought this is his 5th year option
unless
this year.
that was the one they changed it just before the season started.
And gave him another year? So he signed a 2-year extension or something?
I don't know. Let me see. Is that audio not able to play, Eytan?
You couldn't hear it?
No. I can't hear anything. No, that's what I was wondering.
Interesting.
He said not Tevin Campbell.
Yeah, there's a $7.2 million cap hit. Dead cap hit.
It's hard to dink and dunk down the field and try to run it, and they stuff you, and then it's just, that's a hard way to live right now. The problem is when you try to push the ball down the field and you don't get anything out of it, now you're 2nd and 10. Well, you go back to the run or shorter pass, or now you're 3rd and 8, and it's just hard sledding. Then you get a turnover, or you get a penalty, or somebody miss a block, or hell, at one point today we had a nudge. We're trying to help Nelson out. We step on his foot. How's that helping? He gets run over, and now we get sacked. I mean, it's like the Bad News Bears on some stuff, man. So, and there again, that's on me, man. I mean, you don't play that bad unless your head coach did not have you ready to go. So I did not. That's very evident. I think we all know that.
You know, what's funny is that he goes on for about, I'm watching the clock. He goes on for about 30 of this 46-second clip and references all the things that they did bad on the field. And then at the end slides back in. Well, that's all on me.
That's all on me.
Right. That's like in the scene in Law and Order when the lawyer says all this inflammatory shit, and then it's like instructed to the jury, disregard all of that.
Right.
Like, what? It's already out. You
It's
just
out
blamed
there.
the
Yeah.
entire team.
Right.
And then you're going to say, no, at the end, that's all me.
Oh, man, I remember that play, too. They sit the back over, the tight end over to help him out, a chip block on the end, on Sweat. He ends up tripping the guy. He gets another sack. Sweat gets his 2nd sack. And I thought he was talking. I thought that was actually Sirianni, because Sirianni's been saying the same stuff also. Throughout this time, he's been saying the same thing. It's been a roller coaster. Not even a roller coaster. It's just been this. That's been a very level drive of just bad football. Everything that could happen happened to the Eagles the past 5 games, with the exception of this game. They needed a break, man. They needed a break because they were getting no breaks. Just like you said, trying to push the ball down the field. We couldn't push the ball down the field. We tried on 1st down. Now we're 2nd and 10. And then we try to run it. Now he tries to run it. And then they get stuffed, or they only get 2 yards. Now it's 3rd and 8. I mean, it's not a lot of good plays that you can have for 3rd and 8. And we had a lot of the times 3rd and 18.
Yeah.
3rd and 17.
But the Eagles defense did a really good job on some of those early rundowns against Swift. He was getting nothing.
Well, they put the game plan right on him. I thought the tight end could have had a heyday also.
Yeah.
We got a couple great calls on our behalf that didn't get called. With what's his name? Hawkinson.
Well, there was one play, actually might have been the best play Detroit made. Like a deep in cut down the middle of the field. They completed it. It was like 30 yards or close to 30 yards. And here Swift is split out wide to the near side. He covered up the tight end, and it got called back because of a formation issue. I mean, they were just stuffing.
That's the same thing what happened to us. It happened to us twice in the Kansas City game.
Yeah, right.
Somebody got covered up.
Detroit was like a good mirror of how bad it looked for the Eagles when they had all those penalties.
Yeah,
that's why I said I thought Dan Campbell was talking about us. Yeah,
and the Eagles didn't have many penalties yesterday. The last 3 weeks, they've really significantly cut back. I think they only had 2 or 3 yesterday.
Right.
And the previous 2 weeks, 4. So that's good.
Now that game was called in a really favorable way.
Yeah,
and I don't know why. So, and again, you knew, and we saw it how it was being called. The Lions had no adjustment for that either. But I don't know. It's also the element of, you mentioned, getting over on a couple of their, I guess, only big players, which would be Hawkinson and Swift. Both of those guys banged up, and they just didn't have enough.
They got nothing
didn't have
on the
enough.
outside,
No.
man. Nothing.
Did you hear Goff at the end of this, man? He sounds like listen to this.
Very frustrating. Very frustrating. The whole day is frustrating. The whole year has been frustrating. We say a lot of things. We want to do a lot of things, and then we're unable to execute 1 week at a time, each week. Sorry, Dave. Over and over again, we can say things all we want. We can say we need to do this, we need to do that. We can say this, we can say that. Until we change our habits and until we change who we are, nothing will change.
At least he's apologizing for cutting the guy off.
He stinks. Yeah, he did say that.
Terrible. Terrible.
But yeah, apparently Derrick Barnett's contract, there's $7.25 million in dead money for next season.
I don't understand how
during this restructure. Something within the restructure.
The restructure. That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. It's
why would they restructure him when he just had 1 year option? I don't understand why they would do this. Are they going to sign him back? Is that saying they're going to sign him back?
I don't know.
Guaranteed to? Because he's a free agent. See, it's another just like Carson Wentz's contract.
It's like $1.8 million for the next 5 years. Like this year and 4 more years adds up to $7.248 million, and that's the dead money,
right? So yeah, that's the thing, right?
So he's not a free agent next year.
Yes,
he's still a free agent.
He is. Yeah, he's not on the books for next year except dead money.
I hate to do it to you, Howard.
Yeah,
I hate to do it to you. That's just like Fletcher's deal.
Now,
Graham.
Kempsky says here that Cox carries huge cap hits in each of the next 2 seasons. He'll count for $23.9 million in 2021. That's this year, and 23.8, practically $8 million in 2022, which is the last year of his deal. As a result, some previous can kicking down the road, the Eagles are on the hook for almost $6.5 million of cap after his contract ends. They'd take a dead money hit spread out over 2 years of $21 million if they traded him.
Wow. He's not going anywhere then.
Yep.
Oh, he'll stay.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, but they'd be off the hook for his base salaries, in both years, which is $15 and $16 million respectively, as well as a $1 million roster bonus next year. So that's $32 million.
Yeah, from a base standpoint.
Correct.
Not base. How low can you go, Har?
So if they do trade him, they're damned if they do, damned if they don't.
Yep.
Right.
So they keep him at $32 million, but if they trade him, it's like he's still here for $26 million.
Correct, sir.
This is crazy.
Yep. There's a little bit to that, right?
Yep.
Right. I mean, you're talking about he's a cap savant. I don't think so with them type of numbers, man.
That's the thing. And you say damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're right, to where he has these contracts that always look great because he gets ahead of the game from a free agency standpoint, like where people are signing, but they make it incredibly difficult to trade guys because of this situation right here. And this is somebody who's exercised the 5th-year option. Think about how difficult it is to trade somebody who you've signed to an extension.
So what is what's the deal with Ertz? Is Ertz still on the hook for money? And I understand why they're doing it right now because
I don't know. It's a matter of what Arizona decided to pay in the trade.
Right. Because at this point, in looking at it, I understand why, because they were so cap strapped right now because of Wentz's contract.
Right.
The $34 million. And they were so up against it. But they were thinking, all right, next year when the new contract contract comes out, they'll have more money because the cap will be higher also.
And so Wentz would be totally off the books.
Yeah, and he'll be totally off the books then.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing.
In a sense, I do understand. They were just too close to the cap hit. I mean, too close to the cap, and they would have to, start letting players go, period, before they could bring anybody in. They couldn't bring anybody in or re-sign anybody. So this is gonna be an interesting offseason, a very interesting offseason. Who stays, who goes, who gets re-signed.
The offseason's more interesting than the season.
Right.
Well, think about it. It is, Harry, even in season, because we have no idea what we're watching. We don't know if we're watching a trade piece in Jalen Hurts, if we're watching the future of this team in Jalen Hurts, or if we're watching a backup after they bring in somebody next year. Like, we have no idea who we're watching. So it's kind of like, what are you attaching yourself to? Now, if you are rooting for them, that's fine. If you're rooting against them, whatever. But I'm just saying, we have nothing. Same thing with the coach. Same thing. It would stand to logic that he would be back.
Yeah.
But
he's not going anywhere.
I don't know that. If they bring in, again, if they make a trade with some of these picks and they bring a veteran quarterback in, that may be enough to get rid of him. Maybe you can get a coach now who doesn't mind working with Howie Roseman. Or do you think that they don't get anybody because they can't get anybody better?
Who's
right?
Well, that's something you have to clarify right there. All right.
There's a guy coming in here next week that isn't here because a certain guy is there.
Right.
Staley.
Oh, man.
And Dayball apparently too up in Buffalo.
Yep. You think there's any type of now we'll see if they're playing for the coach. All right.
Right.
Players come out, they make a statement like that. They beat they beat even the Chargers at home dog, all this other stuff. Yeah, nobody gave us a chance, etc. They come out, they beat the Chargers after a statement like that from Staley, who didn't want to come here because of all this stuff upstairs. Maybe that's a statement of them playing for the general manager.
Yeah.
Do the players play for Howie? We'll take your calls.
That's pretty good there.
Oh man!
But they don't have a lot of guys that are up next year. They don't have a lot of guys that are up at all. I mean, I'm looking at it. Greg Ward.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Who?
Is he still on the team?
Yeah, he ended up playing a lot yesterday because of Jalen Reagor was hurt.
That's right, Reagor down.
Yeah. So he's up for a contract.
I really missed him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Dallas Goedert's up for on his deal. Dump Truck's up on his deal also. So did they sign Boston back?
Well, that's the thing. They're not compelled, I should say, to sign any of these people that you mentioned back.
Alex Singleton.
He played 34% of the snaps yesterday. You see that?
Well, that's because TJ Edwards came in with the vengeance. He outplayed all the linebackers.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah. Did you see how many snaps Quez Watkins played? Like 55. And how many targets were there for him? 2?
Well, again, they only threw the ball 14 times. But that's that. Overall, nobody really got targeted. But yeah, I think in its own right, outside of course, Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like 2 targets for Watkins, 3 targets for Smith. What was the percentage of snap counts for Devontae?
44, I think.
Okay, so a little less than Quez. I just don't.
He had 44.
And look, I don't get it. Like, if you need to have at least one, unless the guy's tired because he's played 15 straight, right, on a drive, and I get it, like, not everybody plays every single snap all the time, but what is the reasoning of not having Devontae Smith out if a wide receiver is out on the field? Like, how is that possible? Right? I don't understand that.
He had 44 snaps. Quez had 58.
It's no knock on Quez. It's no knock on Jalen Reagor earlier in the game or anybody else that came in as a result. Greg Ward.
Ward had 32.
I don't understand that. I'm sorry, I don't. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I'm looking at something else, man. I'm looking at Jalen Reagor. Maybe we need to change his position.
What, maybe the running back?
Yeah, maybe he needs to be like the kid down at Atlanta. Well, what's his name? Cordero Patterson.
Patterson, yeah.
Make him a
special
Cordero
teamer and a tricked up wide receiver that they put in the backfield. And
I mean, he's yoked up, man. He could take the punishment of being and he gets hurt. I'm saying this, and he gets hurt running the ball. But I mean, I think he could be a pretty good running back. Just change his shoulder pads, I guess.
Right. Right.
Yeah, he's real good once he catches the ball and runs.
Yeah,
But the problem is he doesn't catch the ball very often.
No, absolutely. That's the thing.
Right.
And by the way, we love Al. So he's grandfathered in as a irritant Cowboys fan.
Oh yeah,
we love Al. He ain't going anywhere.
Angry Al's not going anywhere. Man.
No. By all means.
No.
We love AJ too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take a quick one here, but I guess just something to think about. We could talk a little bit more about this coming up. Is just think about this in your head that there is concern growing now with what's going on with Devontae Smith. And I don't know if yesterday, because to be fair, we've talked about this, about how much you can really take away from yesterday not being much. Well, shouldn't that apply to any of the negative if there is some? And maybe Devontae Smith's absence is the only nitpicking negative that can be taken away from that. But isn't that also something that we should look at, right? Which is, hey, if we're not going to go crazy over the fact that they blew him out 44-6, should we go crazy over the fact that Devontae Smith disappeared for 60 or 55, % of the snaps?
I'm smelling a column.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm working
he had 44 snaps.
Oh, not
Devontae.
percent. So of how many?
I think there were. Shoot, I knew you were going to ask me that.
Yeah, buddy.
Like 53, 54?
No, I think there was more than that. Oh, damn it.
How about that game only lasted like 2 hours and 45 minutes?
I know.
65 snaps.
65 snaps?
I tell you, anybody who, and I don't know if anyone else does this, you can't leave wherever you are doing, because you're in the studio, right?
Right.
My post-game responsibilities are JAKIB Media post-game show. You know, everybody's in their own area, their own house or studio, if you will, that's not an NBC Sports studio where Barrett is.
Yeah.
So, for example, I had Halloween yesterday, my nieces and my, in-laws doing stuff. So we run over there, and I have the game on the phone. I'm watching it. It's a blowout anyway, right?
Yeah.
But normally you can account for a certain amount of time that's guaranteed for a football game to last. And this felt like a baseball game.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, shit, I got to get home.
That's why I turned it off. I went to the red zone.
Oh, did you?
Oh, early in the third quarter.
I can't.
Hopefully your end zone wasn't in the red zone. Yeah.
No, my end zone was not in the red zone.
Okay.
No.
So put it like this: all the 1 o'clock games, and then 2 hours after the game ends, I can't watch any other football because I got either on my show or watching the game so I could talk about the show.
That's terrible. See, the same with next week. We got a 4:05 start with this Chargers game, and the Packers play the Chiefs at 4:25.
I know.
See, that sucks.
Now, what do you think I'm going to be watching?
I'm screwed because I have to do that radio red zone for.
Yeah, I don't have any post game. I just do pregame.
Yep.
You're all good, man.
Now we know. You might as well just take Monday off at that point. Or you come in the second hour when we start talking about Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'll just DVR the Eagles and zip right through it.
Nah, you can't do that. That's a violation.
I don't care if it's a violation. I do it all the time.
Come on, you're a violation.
Yes.
All right, we're back in 3. It's the minute.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz and Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz and Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this." In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope. John Doherty, business manager of Local 98, says it this way: the best way not to forget where you come from is to never leave.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
He's in trouble. He tries to left-hand it out. It's intercepted by Bolden. Touchdown, Titans. Wentz made a massive mistake. And Elijah Bolden, the rookie, is there to snatch the gift out of the air and take it into the end zone and give the Titans the lead with 1:26 remaining.
That was awful.
Mike Keith there. Touchdown, Titan.
Yeah, that was terrible. I saw that on the red zone happening live. And
yeah.
It was like vintage Wentz. Like when he gets rattled, you can always tell he's always fidgeting with his helmet. Do you ever notice? You know what I'm talking about? He's always like messing with his face mask.
Right.
Putting, the mouthpiece and all. You could tell he's freaking nervous.
Is it like some oh, sorry, Barrett.
No, that's what he does. He like,
yeah.
And that's just a nervous reaction. Who was that? I forget who said it, but oh my goodness, he used to be a GM with the Eagles, player personnel with the Eagles. He said Wentz has the slowest reads out of any quarterback he's seen. I mean, he doesn't process things fast at all. Everything is
right?
slower. Yeah, he does it. It has to be wide open, or he's not going to force. I mean, he's not going to throw the ball, and he's going to hold it a lot more.
How do you not see that in the whole talent evaluation?
Right.
Because you're going against lesser talent.
No, but I'm saying at least, well, okay, you're going against lesser talent in college, clearly. Yeah,
Joe Banner, yes.
Right.
Joe Banner said it, yep.
But that's the thing,
Appreciate
though,
it, guy.
is you still have to be able, like there are a lot of people that dominate in FCS that don't get drafted in the first round.
Right.
So what is, and that's my point where you're right I think it's correct to reduce it to Wentz was playing against lesser talent. So what is the detail? Is it just being enamored with him? Is it the size? Here's another thing too. If Wentz doesn't throw that football, he takes a safety.
Right.
They lose if he takes a safety. They get the ball back. It's not a strategy. It's more of a circumstance of his mistake. But it was, do you understand what I'm saying? If
he gets the ball back, he drives him down.
Correct. He gets the ball back, drives him down the field, as opposed to if he takes the safety there, 2 points get to the Titans and the Titans get the ball back and that's it.
Right.
It's a lesser of two evils, and it doesn't absolve the mistake by any means. And I don't even know if we should credit him for trying to get the football out as opposed to not taking the safety.
Well,
wow.
He just is so weak. To me, he's a very weak-minded guy when it comes to football and being on the field. I mean, he might be a tough character, but you can be tough, but he's weak-minded and And when you're a quarterback, you can't afford to have, the game be that fast to you. He processes slow, and the game is more fast than he can go out there and
is
really
kind of the same way,
right?
Yeah.
And I think I don't want the same thing to happen to the Eagles this year in the draft because there's no real clear cut good quarterback in this draft.
Oh, I don't know. I think Mel Kiper's already saying that Kenny Pickett may be the #1 draft pick.
No.
Kenny Pickett from
I
Pitt.
know, #1 pick.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be a franchise type of guy.
I hope it is Detroit, and I hope they do take him, and then the Eagles are sitting there with the #2 pick from Miami, and take Thibodeau.
Right. That's what I want to happen.
Yes.
That's what I want to happen. But yes, I don't think there's a clear-cut quarterback that I don't think that there's a good enough quarterback to really lead a franchise in this crop of quarterbacks. And if you get a quarterback as high as they're going to be, it's kind of reaching, over talent evaluating.
That always happens though every year. Yeah.
It does. And the same thing happened with Carson and Goff. Same exact thing. They were the best of a bunch of average quarterbacks. So the expectation was above and beyond what they could fulfill as a quarterback. Any other draft, they would have been second rounders or late first, second rounders. But that year, they happened to be the best of a bunch of just average quarterbacks.
Well, here's Mel Kiper Jr.'s top 5 QBs for the 22 draft. #5 is Sam Howell, UNC. 4, Malik Willis, the kid from Liberty that started at Auburn. 3, Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati.
Not John Ritter.
No.
Peace.
No. He's at the Regal Beagle.
Yes.
#2, Matt Corral, Ole Miss.
Yep.
And #1, Kenny Pickett from Pitt. So Carson Strong is nowhere to be found in that top 5.
Are you surprised about that? That's Barrett's guy right there.
I know.
I don't know about him being my guy, but I know he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He looks the part. He looks the part. Put it like that. He looks the part. He looks like an NFL quarterback. If you want to have a definition of what an NFL quarterback looks, he's 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Strong arm.
Kenny Pickett got out-dueled on Saturday by Tyler Van Dyke from Miami.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive win by Miami. It
is. They discovered this kid. He's buried on the depth chart, like the 4th or 5th guy on the depth chart, a true freshman, and they've now won. He's played in the last 2 games. He's been spectacular.
Well, everybody got hurt, right? In order for
yeah. Kind of like the same thing that happened in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mean, there was 945 yards passing in that game on Saturday in between those 2 teams. Yeah. 38-34 Canes.
Insane right there.
Yeah, that's a big win for that Manny Diaz. I'll tell you what, he needed one.
Yep. No, you're right. Now you have things starting to shake up. Boy, I mean, if Ohio State found a way to lose to Nebraska.
Oh, I'd love that.
Can you imagine?
Oh, I wanted Penn State to beat them.
Yeah.
I really did.
I know.
I just want absolute chaos.
Well, that would have been absolute chaos.
Yeah.
So
Michigan
State wins everything hands down now, right?
No, not by any means.
They'll win the Big Ten.
Well, look, they still
Michigan
could let
State.
down too. Like they're only a 3-point road favorite. Purdue is less points at home than Michigan State got against Michigan.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm telling you, somebody is going to screw this thing up in a glorious blaze. Yeah, you're right. On the other side, Iowa losing was horrific.
Yeah, they've lost 2 in a row now, right?
Yeah, they were a fraud. It was just a matter of time.
They can't score.
I mean, I don't know what happens on the West now, right? Because Wisconsin,
handled Goodson. They kept Goodson in check in that whole game, and if Goodson can't get loose, Iowa doesn't score.
They're cooked. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the thing. They're not built.
Next?
I'm sorry, Northwestern.
Northwestern. Yeah.
Yeah. Penn State's at Maryland.
Yeah.
They're getting 10 at Maryland.
Where's Michigan State at?
Wait, they're getting 10?
Laying, part of it.
Okay.
Maryland getting 10.
Gonna say, man, I'm jumping all over that.
I meant Maryland getting 10 at Maryland.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes. Thank you for correcting me. Michigan State's laying the 3 at Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue's got a good defense. You know, maybe if they could stuff Walker, maybe they can find a way to win that game.
They have a kid too. Wide receiver is pretty damn good.
Yes,
he's out there.
They have a defensive end that's supposed to be he's definitely a first round guy too. Pass rusher at Purdue.
Yeah,
he's pretty good. Let me see if I can find him.
Well,
everything on this computer takes forever.
I know, man.
It's unbelievable.
Well, that's the thing. Don't worry about it. I'll get you some more. You want to hear that again? Touchdown, Titans!
By Bolden! Touchdown, Titans!
That is pretty good.
Right? Touchdown! Yeah. He's got that like, touchdown, Titans!
You're talking about David Bell, the wide receiver from Purdue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's good.
Mike Keith is like, he's like Merrill Reese height. He's not that big, like tall of a guy.
Yeah,
but he's younger than Reese, so he's compact with his energy.
You said Merrill Reese?
Yeah, this is Merrill Reese.
Handed out. It's intercepted by Bolden. Touchdown, Titans.
He's like, you know, how tall is Rory, Harry? You know, like these
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah,
he's like 5'8".
Yeah, you know, these shorter guys, right? That have all this power in their core. That's where Mike Keith gets that touchdown from his core.
That's all core right there.
Yeah, that's all core, bro. What do you think? This guy's in the gym only doing legs? Come on, Barrett.
Oh, man. Oh, now we had trick-or-treaters at the house last night.
Okay. Oh, you kept the light on.
Yeah, we kept the light on.
Yeah,
we kept the light on, and I actually kept the storm door open, like the front door was open with the porch light on, right? Because we have these new neighbors that have little kids, like 5 years old, 4 years old, these little boys. So we knew that they would probably go trick-or-treating. They had moved here from the city, and they were going to try to experience the neighborhood. They've only been here 2 months. So I'm thinking they're going to trick-or-treat. So my wife said, let's open the door, and she got candy. So sure enough, they show up, right? Like 10 minutes after I opened the damn door, they're there. You know, they must have seen me or something.
They smell it like a shark.
Yeah, exactly. So they're at the front door, and the one kid's got a ghost costume on, and his mask is all messed up, and you know, we're trying to fix it for him. The other kid was dressed all in black. I don't know what his deal was, but the kid took one piece of candy. I said, you know, you can have more. The other kid then comes in with his big paw and just starts shoveling candy into his bucket.
Nice.
So much so that his dad had to chill him out. He's like, whoa.
Oh, that's great.
So it was funny, right? So they leave, and then we're like thinking, like, I don't know how many people are going to have their lights on. This is there because there's not a lot of kids in my neighborhood, so people aren't used to that, right?
Right.
So we sit down. 15 minutes goes by. And nobody comes to the door. But all of a sudden, I see something, and I turn to my right from the sectional. I can see right out the front door. And there's 4 freaking clowns there standing in the glassed storm door. It looked like 4 Pennywises were coming in the house. I was freaked the hell out. Honestly. I was like, whoa. It was the creepiest thing. I hate clowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all 4 of them?
4 of them. And I mean, I'm talking, these were good costumes. They were loud colors, full makeup, you know, the whole deal with the big hair. And it freaked me the hell out.
Man, that was
the only other trick-or-treaters we got. And these people weren't even from the neighborhood. They came from another neighborhood over to hijack our candy.
Smart.
So you were like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Clean one neighborhood out, you go to another one. It's
like, I know you're not from around here. You guys, you do not belong here.
Right.
Well, you know, that's the same thing that happened in my neighborhood because, you know, all the kids in my neighborhood are grown and out the house now. You know, everybody from my neighborhood, because, I mean, we're all old now. So, you know what I mean? So all the kids are older. They're off in college and doing their thing. So there's not a lot of kids that can come trick-or-treating. So, you know, we have neighbors across the street. We know they're going to come. So we give, you know, them candy, whatever. I wasn't there because I had to work. But, you know, it's just like I have all this candy sitting down in bowls down in my my foyer. I'm like, get it out of here. The temptation is too real, man.
Right. Oh, I had 30 pieces of candy last night.
Yeah.
Easily.
Seriously, the consumption, and we didn't realize this when we were children, but I would bet money that over 50% of Halloween candy consumption comes from parents, not adults, but parents who are adults, right? It's not just adults like going out to your, some 24-year-old going out to your office party in some crazy costume. I mean, as far as parents or people that are like stay-at-home adults like Harry and his wife, right? Where it's not like you're going to a party and eating them. You're eating them because you're giving them to trick-or-treaters. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like adults who are involved in the trick-or-treating process, I guarantee you eat more candy and chocolate than the kids who are coming for the candy and chocolate.
Right.
No question.
Right?
No question. There's no question.
Nobody wants me at their Halloween party anyway because I don't dress up.
Right.
So I don't expect to get invited, and I'm fine.
Well, that's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Right. That defensive end I was talking about is George. What's Karlaftis?
What?
Karlaftis. George Karlaftis.
Okay.
From Purdue. Defensive end Purdue.
Purdue.
First round guy. He's one of the top 5 pass rushers in this draft. So he can bring the noise. So they have a pretty good squad, a really good squad. Fast squad. I didn't know they were that fast, but they're fast, man.
I'm telling you, all it takes is one. You're going to get one mess up here, one upset, and then everything goes to shit. It's going to be glorious. It's amazing. We didn't have anybody last night. And then we didn't have anybody. And I live in a neighborhood. We didn't have anybody last night, like on a street. Both of you have been in this area. Harry's been in the house. And I was pretty surprised. And then late night, because I didn't have a chance to really eat anything, I just got something quick delivered here, and God bless whoever it was, the DoorDash driver, because when they dropped off a little snack here for my late night dinner, they must have taken a handful and a half. My wife left a bag outside for trick-or-treaters to just walk up and grab some. We just, with the baby, you don't want anybody interacting and everything. So
why not?
The DoorDash driver comes in and just grabbed, I would say, at least a handful and a half. And I don't know how big those hands are, so it might have been 2 handfuls. But God bless them. That was a tip and a half for them.
Why don't you want anybody interacting?
Well, I don't know who's coming to the door. I don't want some 8-year-old kid wiping snot off of his hand, coughing into my house.
What do you think he is, Joe Biden?
No, again, I don't trust. I wouldn't trust Biden or Biden's grandson.
Shaking hands with people.
I don't want any of that shit around my house. They got the stuff you can't patch your life out. Yeah, come on, man. We got to get that. We got to get that comedian on who does the impersonations of all of the, he does Trump, he does Biden, does all this.
Who is it?
He's down in Florida. Followed me, and I followed him back. But the beauty of it is the Biden one he does. He has like this look on it, and it's like, come on, man. Like, it's just hilarious. And same thing with Trump, but everybody has that Trump look to him. I'll find it for him. I'll find it. We'll get him on. And he'll do a whole sports segment going back and forth. But no, I don't want these kids coming up, man, to the door. Get them, just reach in, get the candy. Let me throw the bag out. We're good to go.
Well, see, I tried that one year, like 4 years ago. And I left the candy out there, and I would just watch, see what's going on. And these teenage kids, these kids had to have been like 14 years old.
Were they even in costume?
That's what I'm saying. They weren't even really in costume.
If you're not in costume, you got to get the hell off the porch. Seriously. You think you're just walking up to people's houses and demanding candy?
Yeah, that's what they were doing. And they came by and just, and I called them. I'm like, yo, hey, come on, man. Oh. I'm like, come on, man. Come on.
If they really had stones, they'd try that like in the middle of July or something. Just like come up to people's houses. You got any candy?
Right.
Well, look at this though.
This is in July, I heard.
Harry, Shan, this is the worst part. So they grab all this candy and they dump it in their thing. I say, hey, what are y'all doing? And they start to go run away. One of the little bastards turns around. Hey, you that guy on TV talking about Eagles, aren't you? Yeah, you used to be an Eagle. I'm like, you had the audacity to sit here and be asking me questions, you know what I'm saying, everything, while you just robbed me of all my damn candy.
You just stole my candy.
Right, but he want to talk to me now, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Get the hell out of here.
Did he ask for any more candy? Oh, he's rich. He's probably got the big ones.
Look, dude's got a Mercedes in his front yard, man. The guy's rich.
He's out of here, man. I'm like, get out of here. Yo, out
I'm
of here.
surprised they didn't egg your house after that when you gave us the minis.
Wow.
Like, man, this rich dude giving us the minis. Former Eagle out here giving us these mini Twixes.
That was the entire week of radio. That was the entire week. What type of candy you gonna eat? Sports radio. That's all I was talking about.
Yeah,
what kind of candy you gonna eat?
People needed to find a way to get interaction.
Come on.
Oh, John, I was listening to the previous caller, and I agree with you. The Reese's is definitely the best candy. Yeah, you got a sports point? No, I just wanted to get that in there. Okay. I mean, now, did
that
you
happened
really,
a couple times? Yeah.
Is there any truth to the rumor that the boss lady had to shut you down because you wanted to hand out White Castle sliders instead of chocolate last night?
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't hand them out, bro. They had to stay in the house, bro. They had to stay in the house.
The Eytan Jackson with the there.
Oh, I may have to take that ride now to go get me some.
Do you know that they have this menu out? Like they have this recipe out where you can do the sliders.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can create the slide, but nothing will ever duplicate. This is what people don't understand, right? Make your own Taco Bell gordita or make your own White Castle. Nobody has the shit like the true whatever that crap is that's like not meat. You're out there buying real meat, putting it into a gordita. You need that shit that comes from the tube. You'll never duplicate the taste unless you get the fake meat. And I don't mean like the healthy fake meat. I mean the unhealthy fake meat.
Well, see, that's the problem because their meat is not what it's supposed to be.
Right.
You try to go buy something from the store, which is real meat. You just can't duplicate that taste. Like I try to make the same shrimp as Redstone. Redstone has that shrimp. Oh man, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make the shrimp, and I looked in and got the recipe off Pinterest. And what they do, they say all you have to do is take checks and smash up checks, smash it up. So when you take the shrimp
Chex Mix.
Yeah, Chex
and you
Mix.
Smash it up.
Yep. And that's what the coating is. It's flour and that coating.
Yep.
So what you do is you season it, then you dip it in flour, and then you put it in egg. You dip it in the egg drip, and then you dip it back in a Chex Mix, and then you fry it. Well, it comes out good, but it doesn't taste like Redstone's. It's still a good, it's a nice tasting shrimp, but it's not the taste I get from Redstone. So I want the taste I get from Redstone, man. So
wow.
It kind of makes me mad, man.
It's tough. I'm telling you. You need to go to the chef themselves and ask specifically, all right, give me the inside here.
I do it all the time, man. I go to Pinterest or I look it up on
No, you need to have the conversation person to person.
Well, I've sat there and watched them make.
Yeah.
Back at the crib, watched them make the sliders, and I just can't get the right bread. The bread is not the right thing,
Always something.
Yeah, the bun's key on those things.
Right. You got to have the right buns. And then they take all the onions that they take. They can't be real. They have to be onions that they rehydrated or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. But these onions,
I think they are.
They're not real onions.
Right.
It's like the onions they use at McDonald's. They're
right.
The onions they use at McDonald's and the pickles make the burger taste so different.
Yeah.
Like it's so unique. You could never duplicate that.
And that's the thing. You're probably never putting, if somebody made you burgers, like you're going to somebody's house. Oh yeah, we're going to have burgers and beer, whatever. You'll never put onions and pickles on your burger when it's like a real burger. But if you go to McDonald's, I guarantee you probably ask for extra onion.
Oh yeah, but I put red onion on a burger at home.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, but I can't get the onions to taste like they do at McDonald's.
They don't.
No. You'll never.
The pickles
are for life. I'm an hour away also, man. You got to go up. Almost.
Now he's talking to the stream because they're saying that they've got a White Castle an hour from my house.
Yeah, I mean he's right around the corner from me. I'm in Camden County, but yeah,
he goes from talking to you and me to talking to the stream in seamless fashion, like it's one big conversation.
Right, but he's answering. But the problem is that he's answering the question as he's reading it.
Right.
So there's no real transition, and I'm left to think like, wait a second. Did I just is my audio going out?
Right,
Did I just
right.
miss you say something?
Did I just say something about a White Castle being an hour from my house? No, he's reading that, and he doesn't read the question. He just goes right into the answer. It's unbelievable.
Oh my God, it's amazing, man. Amazing.
We got to have a class on stream etiquette.
Oh,
Fantastic. No, they're just doing it now on purpose.
No, they'll try to derail the show.
Absolutely. It's coming. All right, we have news that Joel Embiid is out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he is out.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about them beating down Atlanta on Saturday night.
Well, he's ruled out for rest tonight against Portland.
Okay.
So hopefully this thing continues where they try and do something to ease the stress on his knee. But yeah, I guess if you wanted to look at a week 1 revenge game from the Eastern Conference Final, I don't know how many demons were expelled as a result of that. But yeah, that was a pretty impressive win. And look, the Hawks aren't a bad basketball team by any means. They're deep.
And they had Hunter. They didn't have Hunter playing in the series.
DeAndre Hunter, right.
Yeah. Yep. So, they held Trae Young in check, man. Thibault apparently was doing great work.
Yeah.
He had a whole little write-up about that.
Yeah.
I think right now the team, that was a necessary win because of how questionable they've looked at times defensively, at least as a whole, without Ben Simmons against better teams.
Mm-hmm.
And even, giving up a lead or what have you. But no, I think honestly, if they can continue to put up points, the biggest question is, all right, can you limit a team? When guys are on, there's something to it. Was Von Miller really traded? Ash is a person I trust on here. So
say
Von
what?
Miller was traded.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this. Let's take it. This is something new, by the way, where he just sits here.
Yeah.
He's not upset. He's just smiling.
He's just making noise.
Yeah. He just sits here and screams. Like, I don't know what this is now.
It's called cooing, man. That means they're happy, bro.
Is that what it is?
You want that.
Is
Ain't
that
that right, Teddy? Teddy, you jam. Teddy.
What's up with you? Cooing? Is that what it is?
Cooing?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Means he's just hanging happy?
Yes. He's happy, man. He's in a happy place.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yep.
Well, there we
Now,
go.
that's crying right there.
Yeah, that's something different. All right, let me look at this here, and we'll take a quick break. Reminder, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's see if we can find any details.
Oh, yeah, I got him.
All right, good. So we'll hit this when we get back. It's the middle.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this." In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope. John Doherty, business manager of Local 98, says it this way: the best way not to forget where you come from is to never leave.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
You have the details here. What's going on?
Yes, I do. Per Adam Schefter on Twitter, the Broncos are sending Von Miller to the Los Angeles Rams for 2 second-day draft picks in 2022. They are all in. Think of the defense with that squad. You got Ramsey, you got the best player in the planet, Aaron Donald, and now you got a linebacker.
Wow, that's insane.
It truly is, man. It truly is. Talking about all in to win.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, that's what you want, man. You want your GM to be like that. He went out and got his quarterback. Now he's getting his defense put all the way together. They got a short amount of time to make this happen because they're going to be cap strapped in about another year. You know, but you may go all out right now. Go all out.
Wow.
This team right now is, and that's the thing with Denver. They had to make this move, but this team in LA right now doesn't have many weaknesses. They really don't. I mean, the only time that we've really, granted, you look at their one loss, that's fine, but this team now it's hard to see really. Even Arizona head to head, this is a tough matchup now for the Cardinals.
Well,
that's
Arizona,
probably why Von Miller's on this
why they
team,
got
by the
him.
way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think you know we should look no further than the team that's right above them in the division,
so
and that's
Leonard Floyd,
the Cardinals.
They got Leonard Floyd and him now. Wow, coming off the edges. Aaron Donald in the middle.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I hope this opens somewhat of a floodgate where we get a bunch of trades now between now and for tomorrow.
Kansas City needs to go out there. I know they're trying to get what's his name, Melvin from
Gordon?
from
Denver, Melvin Gordon.
No,
from Pittsburgh.
From Pittsburgh, yeah. They're trying to get him. Yeah, they're trying to get a defensive pass rusher. So they, back and forth with Pittsburgh right now, trying to shore up their defense. Not
By
bad.
the way,
You know what I'm saying?
No, not terrible, but yeah.
Guess who forced that play that Wentz ended up screwing up? Bud Dupree.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That was him busting through and forcing Wentz into that horrendous mistake.
It is crazy, too, how – wait a second. Real quick. We have to hit on something I just saw retweeted to Derrick Gunn. But it is crazy how nobody even thought of the Rams, or at least was talking about it, right, as a major buyer. Did you hear? I didn't even think, why would you think that the Rams could be a buyer with all of the money that they already have allocated to players?
Right. Yeah, I didn't think they'd be a buyer because I thought A, they had enough anyway, and B, how can they afford all these guys?
Right.
Well, they mutually agreed to part ways with number one. What's his name? Receiver played here.
Deshaun
Jackson.
Oh yeah, Deshaun Jackson. Right.
So he's gone. So he's off the books. So I
got a
little money. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about a lot of money, but you talking about a guy that lost a step, I guess, and they said he's got to go. They're not playing around with anybody. You can't perform right now. You got to go.
Well, we don't need him back here.
No, I don't think he's coming back here by any means. Miller,
we've all seen it.
Aaron Donald. I mean, wow, this thing is insane.
Now, what's this Derrick Gunn thing, Eytan?
Apparently, there's some meat cutting.
Oh yeah,
competition going on at
it's the Texas Roadhouse National Meat Cutting Competition.
Okay,
it's at the Flyers practice facility, Barrett, not far from you.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm surprised Barrett's not there. He's a hockey honk, and he's a Texas Roadhouse honk.
I'm looking at video that's taken above, like looking down on all this. It's like table after table of people cutting meat, Barrett.
Well, I might go down there.
You should.
On my way to give me some White Castles.
Yep. Wow, look at this. This is from Rob Tourneau. Calling Eagles Chargers on CBS this Sunday will be Ian Eagle, Charles Davis, and guess who on the sideline?
Oh, Washburn.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Washburn. Yes.
He's back.
We got to get him on.
We definitely got to get him on. We got to figure out what that fan said to him to go nuts. Right? Tell you.
Oh.
We got to get the wash on.
See why you get all Washburn on.
Yeah, got all somebody got them all Washburned up. We got to figure out what it was, what was said.
Yeah. Oh, and I got to give credit back here. I got to find it first on the stream. It was a pretty good one. We were talking about Teddy and like the noise that he makes. I think it was 91 LSXers. When you said cooing,
yeah,
he said not young ho coo.
Didn't he miss another?
Yes, he did. Oh, he did he?
Oh, he did he?
Oh, yeah.
They had a really bad stretch, right?
Yeah, that game was that was a tough watch.
Here's the thing, like, and I understand not every single person bets, but this is an opportunity where you see value. Calvin Ridley's out for personal reasons, right? So he says, I'm not playing today. Immediately, what would be the logical thing to do? Would be to start pounding guys like Russell Gage and Kyle Pitts overs. Fact is that Calvin Ridley's out. Matt Ryan's going to throw the ball to somebody. I don't even think Gage got a target yesterday against Carolina. And Pitts was awful for a kid who was really playing well, right? For like 5 or 6 straight weeks, at least 5 or so straight weeks. He disappeared as well. That game was bad as a whole.
Oh, young Wei Koo, not young Ho Koo.
Well, I think the spelling is the same, isn't it?
I don't know. Who knows? I'm not paying attention to kickers.
You're all cooed up? Is that what you're telling me?
In fact, if Pittsburgh can't like play with their kicker, if he's unavailable this week, they shouldn't sign one. Just play without one.
Right.
Like go for
remember,
2.
That's what the Presbyterian coach
does. Just do that.
You know?
Tomlin could get away with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother's all pissed off.
Well, because Cleveland lost.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, I thought it was something we said.
What are they? 4-4?
Not much better.
Yeah. I think they're 4-4.
I just can't stand the commercials, man.
Oh, yeah.
The worst.
They're not. I'm trying to figure out if they're as bad as these Uber Eats ones, though. It takes a lot for me to turn the channel on a commercial. I refuse.
Well, there's a new one now with Elton John and what's his name?
There's no new one that's going to bring me back.
No, it's not going to bring you back.
No, I can tell you that.
No, they ordered what is it, DoorDash or something like that?
Yeah,
Uber
Rams
Eats.
are sending
Uber Eats. Yeah, Uber Eats.
Rams send a 2nd and 3rd round pick in the 2022 draft.
Yeah.
A 2nd and 3rd round.
Yep.
That's pretty
I
high.
said that's what Shepard said. 2 second-day picks. I mean,
right?
So it can only be a 2nd and a 3rd.
Yeah.
And now Winston's out for the season, torn ACL.
Howie Minshew
mania.
Oh man. Can you imagine that? Where's Cam Newton?
I don't know if you make here's the thing. Cam Newton, I think, would be a better option if Cam is healthy and available and all. But is Trevor Siemian? My point being is Trevor Siemian that much of a dip from what you'd get with Jameis Winston? Like Case Keenum wasn't that much of a dip
from Baker, yeah.
Right. Now, you can't live off of Cooper Rush consistently when your starter is Dak Prescott. And that's the difference. If you have a starter like Dak, then yeah, you have to get back to him.
Mm-hmm.
But are you racing to get back to Baker Mayfield? Are you racing to get back to Jameis Winston?
Yeah, well, I can see them racing to get back to Jameis Winston. I mean, he can play, man. He's shown that he can play. He can move that team, but Minshew's going to be here. They're not trading.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, the Saints have been hanging around, but they've also, I think, if you look at it too, they come in there. I guess if you just wanted to highlight the 2 losses, that's fine.
What about Drew Brees coming back?
What's that?
What about Drew Brees coming back?
Anything to get him off that NBC set.
Phillip Rivers. He's terrible on there, isn't he? Yeah.
I just mute it.
Terrible. Tonight's another Manning cast game. There's no way I'm watching the regular game.
I just have this shit on mute, man. We got Maction on tomorrow night starting again. I got to.
Doesn't he do Notre Dame games also?
I think you're right. I think
he does Notre Dame games.
Well, I don't know if he does the games. He might do like a pregame show.
No, he was
does
calling
them?
the game. He was
really?
No. I think you're right. I think
he's calling.
This guy just inserted himself into the whole narrative.
Wow.
Barrett's out here holding cables, working in the back of a truck for years, and Drew Brees just shows up.
I thought it was Doug Flutie used to do those games, right? With
Tirico.
They replaced him with Brees.
Oh. Brees and Tirico.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I mean, he's getting Tirico, man.
Well, he went full on toupee, man. You got to get work out of him.
That's not a cheap investment, Harry.
No, it's not.
Right.
Work your money off of it.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. By the way, no Christian McCaffrey for the next couple of weeks.
Why is that?
He's always down.
He's not coming back until maybe week 10 and probably not week 10.
Don't hold your breath.
So you've got 9 and 10 before you may even see him.
Wow.
Interesting thing. 2 weeks. Remember, the Eagles do take on the Broncos in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So maybe they can get rid of Melvin Ingram too. If you're Denver, aren't you calling up Tennessee at the very least?
Tennessee got plenty of backs, man. They got like 3 backs behind them.
I would think. Well, one of those guys is hurt. Remember, they already lost somebody for the year.
Oh, did they?
I'll tell you.
Did they?
He did he?
I wonder if does Adrian Peterson still want to play?
They worked him out today.
They did?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Who did?
All day, AP.
Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah.
All day AP working out today. I got that. Now, I don't know if that's accurate.
They got Jeremy McNichols and Dontrell Hilliard.
Yeah, come on, Barrett. You need to bring somebody in.
Darrington Evans is on IR. Is that the guy you were thinking of?
Yeah. I think he was their second back, wasn't he?
I'm not sure. He's an App State product.
If you're the Saints, do you start who's available to trade for right now? Gardner Minshew, Nick Foles, Andy Dalton.
Nick Foles, that's right.
Is Andy Dalton even healthy right now?
He was walking up and down the sidelines.
Ain't nothing wrong with Andy Dalton.
with the Bears yesterday. There were a lot of that was on the red zone, that Niners game. Oh, the eyebrows were in full effect, man. He had his helmet off, man. He had that hair all done up.
That's his Halloween mask.
Yeah.
The eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can't watch the Bears the same now.
Yeah, the Bears are a tough team to watch.
Did you see that? Did you see that throw though? That in that Bears game, talking about throwing across your body. I mean,
Fields.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Man, he was able to sling it and totally turn his body sideways.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
No, I didn't see that at all. When was that?
Yesterday.
No, but I mean, what part of the game?
I just saw it on the preview. They just flashed on the previews. Right. I couldn't see it. They just saw it on the previews. I can't bounce back and forth.
Got it.
Yeah, you're a prisoner of the Eagles on Sundays, man. I feel for you.
You got
I
to
really do.
You don't have like YouTube TV or something like that. You got to get one of these TV apps, put it on your phone.
That's probably what Seth is doing.
Yep. Come on,
That's
man.
what he's doing. He's watching other teams play.
Come on, man. I got to find you this this comedian guy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that though? You have to be, because you want to know exactly what's going on. You don't want to go in there and not know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big play happens, and you're not there to see it happen and how it was set up, how they even made it happen. So you got to watch the game, and it's kind of hard when your boss walks through and you watch another game. Brooksy, I mean, how invested are you?
Well, I got money on the Steelers. Justin Fields was their leading rusher yesterday too.
Wow.
For the Bears, he had over 100 yards rushing.
That's crazy.
That team's in trouble, man.
Yeah, they are.
Serious trouble.
And they got a great defense. They were a playoff team last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Things have just fallen off. It really is.
Yeah, he's been Nagy was the top guy on the hot seat when the season started, wasn't he? He was like the leading
I thought
coach
so.
to be fired.
I thought so.
Yeah. Now it's got to be Dan Campbell unseat.
How do you stick with this guy or his coordinators at the very least?
Yeah. Yeah, the coordinator. Something's got to get sacrificed.
How can you be a fan of that?
I don't know.
No?
I mean, we know a couple Lions fans.
Bro,
Alfie and Abington and they're one of these other guys that used to always come around to all the events at the old radio station. I think he's from up in the Lehigh Valley. They're buddies, and they're both Lions fans.
I played for the Eagles for 2 years, and football just was not on the top of the totem pole as far as playing. I mean, back then it was the Pistons more so than the Lions. I mean, and it was the last year I get there before. And then Barrett just leaves. So, when you're not going to have Sanders there, that the whole city was just not involved with football after that. I mean, we did have Herman Moore, Johnny Morton. But we didn't have Barrett, though. That just took the wind away from the sails. Yeah. Everything was just like, all right, whatever now.
Now, AJB on the stream is wondering if Detroit is still under COVID protocols because there were so many empty seats in the stadium yesterday. It's a good question because I don't know the answer to it, but I was hoping that people were just wising up and saying, I'm not spending my money and going and wasting 4 hours on this trash, this sea of trash.
I don't think it was, though. I don't think it wasn't a COVID protocol issue.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, good.
It was just they just weren't there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
They just weren't there.
Good.
That was crazy. We had more people in the Yak. Pontiac, man, when it was there, the Silverdome.
Yeah.
Right.
Silverdome used to be rocking, man. But then after that,
this was a matter of nobody wanted to show up.
No.
A brand new stadium.
Yeah. Now they should do the same thing at the Big House until Harbaugh gets fired.
That was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, you think who do you think gets fired first, Franklin or Harbaugh?
I don't think Franklin gets fired.
No, they love
Franklin. They'll keep him as long as they need.
Yeah, I mean, if he leaves, he leaves. Do you mean that, or do you mean Penn State firing him?
No, I meant fire, but you can turn it back into leave if you want.
Well,
how many years do they owe Harbaugh? He's getting paid a
resigned.
Lot of money.
He just resigned.
Yeah, he's getting paid a lot. Like I think it's around $8 million or $7 or $8 million. His record against Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State since he's been there is 6-12.
Terrible.
Wow.
He's 0-5 against Ohio State, 3-3 against Penn State, and 3-4 against Sparty.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's his name? Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like you can't be that bad. But then again, I feel like both universities are pretty beholden to their respective guys there. That's why isn't that the reason why Harbaugh hasn't been fired? Is because there's fear that they can't get anybody better.
Right.
Yes. That's exactly why.
Right. Then you go find the next Brady Hoke.
They like to, have ties with the organization. They don't want to go outside of the organization, I guess.
Les Miles is available. He's a Michigan man.
Oh, but he got baggage.
Yeah, I know.
He got a little baggage with him.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can't have young ladies working in the
Orgeron will be available.
Oh yeah, he will. How about that? He and all the kids that he brings with him.
Yeah.
You think that's part of the interview process? How many children do you plan on running the rope drills with these players here, Ed? He's bringing a couple. I don't know what you would do at that point. That's a good question. That's an interesting question, I think, to say the least.
Yeah.
Well,
there'll probably be a bunch. Washington State's open too.
Yep.
That guy got fired because he didn't want to get the vaccine.
Washington State, yeah.
Yep, that's right. Wow, that's sticking to your guns, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Well, Ice Cube gave up $9 million because he didn't want to the vax. He walked off a movie set. Yeah. He walked off a movie set. $9 million payout.
Cube.
Yeah.
He got a lot of jack, man.
Right.
Yeah. That's called FU money. He's just like, screw it. I don't even need it.
Yeah.
Right.
How awesome is that?
So I'm down 29 points tonight. Daniel Jones. You guys like Daniel Jones doing anything tonight?
I could see him running and making a few plays.
Yes. Especially since the world is going to be looking at him. The world stage. They're fighting for their hit. No, I ain't gonna say they're fighting.
Are they fighting for Joe Judge?
No, they're not
fighting to get rid of him.
He's Nick Sirianni.
Right. They want to divorce him like the parent.
Right. It's not like they're loving him being around. So I don't know. I mean, Saquon Barkley, if he comes back, that'll definitely impact how they play the game. They call the game. I could see him being a major factor then, because Jones, when you have that type of running back there, you can run play action. You don't have to be as accurate then, because usually guys are wide open because you have to keep somebody in the box to stop Saquon. So I can see him being a major factor.
Did you see there was a guy in the stands in Detroit with like a sunflower thing around his face, like I was hoping would happen at the Link this coming week?
No. We need a picture of that.
I'll send it to you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
We have. So I think if you look at starting tomorrow, we have football for 50 straight days or something like that, isn't it? It's something insane. Yeah, because there's going to be MACtion now, Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Uh-huh.
And then you have Thursday night football. We have Friday night football, Saturday, of course, back through Monday. So I think it's 7 days of football for a good stretch, maybe the next month at least. Whenever either Wednesday/Tuesday comes to an end or Friday night comes to an end.
Okay. I sent it to you. I texted it to you. Maybe you can put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
For the people.
We can always look at that tomorrow.
It was 41-6 at the time that this guy was on the screen.
Bro, oh man, I gotta go back and talk to my bosses at NBC. I gotta shoot that commercial.
Oh yeah.
Next week.
When?
Remember I had to do it for Nissan?
Yeah. What day is that?
That's Wednesday.
Oh boy. I'm gonna have to duck out of the show early that day too.
Well, I told you. Remember,
there's a golf outing.
Well,
for Mike Tallarita.
When is that?
Wednesday the 10th.
Right.
All the proceeds go to his family.
Yeah, and, I'm signing up for that myself.
Tallarita or Swing It and Ding It is getting the golf course for the day and the club for nothing.
That's amazing.
So all the money that's raked in, we don't have to pay for the access to the 1912 club. So it's a pretty good deal for them.
Hats off for Towels.
Yeah, exactly. He's a good job out of Brian Quinn, the owner over there, for doing that. That's a really nice gesture.
I just sent you guys something. Look at that.
What?
I hate to do it to NBC.
No.
Wait, so what's going on Wednesday?
Remember, I got to shoot the commercial with
So we'll probably just all off that day then.
Wow. Just do it like an hour.
Oh, wow. Look at this. He's doing Mac games, huh? Is that it?
Who is?
Are you doing Mac games?
No, he's not doing a Mac game.
Yes,
He's doing
check the text.
Look at your text.
What?
Midweek Mac next week.
I hope
This
you
is
have a
like your
great
UVC here, man.
Wow.
I hate to do it to NBC, but I got to call him on this.
Yep.
We got to schedule. We got to reschedule.
Would you
Gotta
be
reschedule the
available to
commercial.
do one of our midweek Mac games?
Yep.
Likely November 10th.
Yeah, so it looks
Man.
like November 10th we can all plan on finding something. Well, you know, like get Jeff Kerr will step in and do the show,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? We'll sign Jeff up. All right, so tomorrow we begin our long trek to the LA Chargers. We'll have whatever happens tonight without Embiid. I'm sure people are going to overreact the hell out of that. And then we'll see if anything else pops from this Giants-Chiefs game. I doubt the Giants are going to win, but you never know. Probably be a good chance for the Chiefs to just come out and get a convincing victory. But we'll see.
That would be
need to.
something if
Yeah,
the
they
Giants
need to.
found a way to win this.
That
game,
would be
though.
amazing. Amazing. I know it hurts the Eagles' playoff chances, but it still is amazing. All right, everybody, hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Make sure you're subscribed here. We will see you on Tuesday.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
As a hardworking American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this." In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope. John Doherty, business manager of Local 98, says it this way: the best way not to forget where you come from is to never leave.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of stateside vodka. So good, it just disappears.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this." In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope. John Doherty, business manager of Local 98, says it this way: the best way not to forget where you come from is to never leave.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.